From rulers who control the world to those restoring theirs. From mavericks defying convention to defenders of tradition. Whether they fight for their people's independence or personal glory. From those seeking a brighter tomorrow to those driven by revenge. These are the men and women who bravely face their destiny when fate calls upon them. Welcome to UnRecalled History, where the forgotten past comes to life in vivid detail. Join us as we continue our journey through time to rediscover these fascinating figures, learn their stories, celebrate their achievements, and honor their rightful place in history. History's Most Fascinating Figures, Volume 2. Throughout history, only a select few could call themselves King of Kings. Charles V was one of those few. Born into the House of Habsburg in 1500, his mother was the Queen of Spain, and his grandfather was the Holy Roman Emperor. At 19, he was elected Holy Roman Emperor, but uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. Although Charles tried to peacefully resolve the Protestant Reformation, he fought never-ending wars with France and the Ottomans. Poor health led to his abdication in 1556, splitting his empire between his son and brother. At his peak, Charles V ruled over a vast empire spanning continents, from colonies in the Americas to holdings stretching from Iberia to Central Europe. He was the first ruler who could say his empire was one in which the sun never set. In feudal Japan, where cherry blossoms danced and samurai swords clashed, emerged a man whose life inspired popular anime and TV shows. This is Yasuke, the African samurai. Born in East Africa, he was a slave of Jesuit priests and brought to Japan in 1579. His dark skin, height, and imposing physique made him a celebrity. Catching the eye of Daimyo Oda Nobunaga, he was welcomed into his service and was named Yasuke. He was the first foreign samurai, and his bravery, loyalty, and battle prowess earned him respect. In 1582, at the Honnoji Temple, Nobunaga was betrayed by his general Mitsuhide and committed seppuku. Yasuke escaped and rallied to fight alongside Nobunaga's son, but was defeated. Due to his foreign birth, Yasuke was banished and sent back to the Jesuits and faded into obscurity. Nevertheless, Yasuke's legacy endures. His story captivates the imagination of all who hear it. There's a saint revered in both the Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches who's best remembered for exacting a great vengeance and furious anger on the men who killed her husband. This is Olga of Kyiv, the saint with a vengeance. In 945, Olga's husband Igor, the Prince of Kyiv, was brutally killed by the Drevlian Prince Mal in Iskorostan. Mal sent envoys to Olga seeking marriage, and she buried them alive. She had the Drevlian nobility come to Kyiv and locked them in a bathhouse and set them on fire. She coaxed Mal to host Igor's funeral feast in Iskorostan, and at the feast, her army massacred Mal and his men. Feigning mercy, she requested each house in Iskorostan send 3 pigeons and 3 sparrows. Once received, her army tied cloth and sulfur to the birds, lit the cloth, and released the birds, burning the city to the ground. Anyone lucky enough to flee was killed or enslaved. Olga of Kyiv's story is a reminder: hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. While many believe Judah Maccabee liberated Judea from the Seleucid Empire, it was his nephew John Hyrcanus who truly liberated the Jews nearly 30 years later. The son of Judean high priest Simon Thassi, John succeeded his father after his assassination. Soon after, Seleucid king Antiochus VII besieged Jerusalem, forcing John to pay a tribute of 3,000 silver talents and fight the Parthians. To pay, he looted King David's tomb, and after his success against the Parthians, he was named Hyrcanus. During a Seleucid civil war, John returned to Judea. He rebuilt Jerusalem's city walls, reaffirmed an alliance with the Roman Republic, and declared Judean independence. His military campaigns against the Samaritans and Edomites more than tripled the size of Judea. John Hyrcanus paved the way for his sons to establish the Kingdom of Judea, a testament to the enduring spirit of one man and the indomitable will of a people determined to be free. He sent shockwaves across the Muslim world and ushered in a golden age of knowledge and religious toleration in medieval Europe. This is Abd al-Rahman III, the defender of the faith. When Abd al-Rahman III became Emir of Cordoba, Islamic Spain, or Al-Andalus, was plagued with internal rebellions and threats from neighboring Christian kingdoms. Through diplomacy and military prowess, he stomped out rebellions and reclaimed lost territories. In 929, he broke ties with the Fatimid and Abbasid caliphates, declared himself Caliph, and ushered in a golden age. Cordoba became an intellectual center, rivaling Constantinople, and Christians, Jews, and Muslims coexisted in relative harmony. His Jewish foreign minister, Hasdai ibn Shaprut, even secured alliances with the Eastern Roman Emperor, Constantine VII, and the German king, Otto the Great. Abd al-Rahman III's story is a testament to those who seek the light in darkness. His nearly 50-year reign brought the Roman Empire to its greatest extent in 400 years. This is Basil II, the Bulgar Slayer. Basil became senior emperor in 976. Facing rebellious generals and scheming officials, he forged a strategic alliance with Vladimir I of the Kievan Rus, who converted the Rus to Christianity and sent Basil 6,000 soldiers, forming the renowned Varangian Guard. With the Guard, he secured his throne. Basil would relentlessly campaign for years against the resurgent Bulgarian Empire under Tsar Samuil, culminating in 1014 at the Battle of Kyiv, where he earned the name the Bulgar Slayer. He captured 15,000 Bulgarian soldiers, blinded all but 150, and sent them back to Samuil, who suffered a fatal stroke. After Basil's death in 1025, many of his territorial gains were lost within the next 50 years. Let us honor Basil II, the Bulgar Slayer, the longest reigning Roman emperor and one of its greatest. Of all Napoleon Bonaparte's men, one man stood above the rest. This is Michel, the bravest of the brave. Michel enlisted in the French army at 18. A close friend of Bernadotte, he rose rapidly through the ranks. In 1804, Ney was named Marshal of the Empire. His defining moment occurred while commanding the rearguard during the Russian retreat. Cut off from the main army and under attack, Ney led the rearguard out of Russia and was the last man to leave. For this, Napoleon declared him the bravest of the brave. After the defeat at Waterloo, Ney was tried for treason and sentenced to death by firing squad. Refusing a blindfold, he gave his final order. "Soldiers, when I give the command to fire, fire straight at my heart. Wait for the order. It will be my last to you. I protest against my condemnation. I have fought 100 battles for France, and not one against her. Soldiers, fire!" Until the end, Michel was the bravest of the brave. Did you know the most successful pirate of all time wasn't Blackbeard or Captain Kidd, but a former Chinese prostitute? This is Zheng Yi Sao, the pirate queen. Born as Shi Yang, she was a prostitute before marrying Zheng Yi, the leader of the Guangdong Pirate Confederation in 1801. After his death, she renamed herself Zheng Yi Sao, or Widow of Zheng, and with her adopted stepson and future husband, Zhang Bao, assumed command of the Confederation. With 400 ships and 40,000 pirates, she reigned terror on the South China Sea, taking over the salt trade and setting up protection rackets in the coastal towns of Canton and Macau. Amid conflicts with the British East India Company, the Portuguese, and the Qing, she surrendered to the Qing in exchange for a full pardon for the Confederation. She lived out the rest of her life in peace, running a gambling house in Guangdong. Zheng Yi Sao's legend endures, inspiring countless tales of her glory days as the Pirate Queen. 5-year reign reunited the Roman Empire and helped end the crisis of the 3rd century. This is Aurelian, restorer of the world. In 235 AD, Emperor Severus Alexander's death plunged Rome into 50 years of civil wars, invasions, and unrest. The empire fractured into the Western Gallic Empire and the Eastern Palmyrene Empire. Amid the chaos, Aurelian, a brilliant cavalry commander, rose to power, becoming emperor in 270. After repelling an Alemanni invasion, he set out to reunite the empire. By 273, he crushed the Palmyrene Empire, and in 274, he defeated the Gallic Empire. For this, the Senate proclaimed him Restitutor Orbis, restorer of the world. He tried to unite the empire under the god Sol Invictus, but was assassinated in 275 by the Praetorian Guard due to a forged document. Despite his brief reign, he was instrumental in preserving the empire. Aurelian's lasting legacy is seen in the cities bearing a corrupted version of his name, Orléans and New Orleans. His single term as president set the United States on the path to becoming a world power. This is James K. Polk, the hardest working president. A Jacksonian Democrat, James K. Polk was a congressman, Speaker of the House, and Governor of Tennessee before becoming president in 1845. As president, he pledged one term with 4 goals: settle the Oregon dispute, annex California, establish an independent treasury, and reduce import tariffs. He threatened war with Britain over Oregon, but settled on the 49th parallel. In 1845, the U.S. annexed Texas. In 1846, a border skirmish led to war with Mexico, and the U.S. acquired California and New Mexico for $15 million. He successfully lobbied Congress to lower tariffs and create an independent treasury. Yet his failure to address slavery deepened the national divide in the coming years. Polk didn't pursue re-election, passing away shortly after. Largely overlooked, James K. Polk's presidency expanded the U.S. by 1/3 and set the course for America's rise to prominence. As always, don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button. Your support helps this channel grow, allowing us to bring you even more incredible stories. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to watch more episodes of History's Most Fascinating Figures and explore our other exciting series like The Real James Bond, Forgotten Empires and Kingdoms, and our newest, History's Most Infamous Figures. We release new episodes weekly, so click the bell icon so you never miss a future video. This is UnRecalled History. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.